And we are back. We are back with the final best of 3, the final matchup here of the night of Master Coliseum 8, Group B, day number 1. We just wrapped up with Reina versus Max. Now we are here with another PvZ with SKillous versus Rogue. Whew. Let us go. We have our PvZ matchup. This is going to be a rematch. We have seen both SKillous and Rogue go back and forth over the past couple of weeks. Rogue did recently 2-0 SKillous. SKillous before that took him down 2-1. A lot of this was an online weekly tournament in Alima Leagues, and we'll see. We'll see who's able to take it here in this final best of 3. Let's go. Likewise, SKillous, for those who missed out on the qualifiers, did qualify by taking down Solar in those global qualifiers. We'll see if we can take down Rogue. As spawning in the bottom hand corner, we have SKillous for Team Liquid. And in the top right, we have Rogue for Team Falcons. Let us go. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will take the series. Best of luck in the chat, as this could go either way. We have seen them go back and forth, and I'm ready. I'm excited. Gibbs, baby, Gibbs. Apparently, Ligulac does say 51% in favor of Rogue. Oh, just barely, just over 50%, which means basically 50-50. So there you go. So best of luck in the chats, as we are going to be settling in. And something that we have noticed about Rogue's play as of the past couple of weeks is that it has been very mid-game oriented. Very mid-game oriented when it comes to going to 3-base aggression, when it comes to laying a Bane Hydra or rushing into Lurker Tech as well. That is typically the kind of route that Rogue has been taking in this matchup. We'll see how SKillous does respond. SKillous has been a little bit more adventurous, is what I will say. We have seen SKillous flex and whip out some Clem builds from time to time. He did let us know that he did end up taking some of that to actually qualify for the main event. I was able to use it to bring down Solar. So my eyes are going to be on SKillous here to see if he has taken anything else from Clem as well. Ooh, as already, 2-gate opener. Let's go. 2-gate opener out of SKillous, 2-gate opener into Double Adept, into a more aggressive start from our Protoss player. Interesting. With this, he can go Double Adept. He could commit into a 3rd and 4th Adept as well. So we'll see how hard SKillous does embrace those gateways. How aggressive he is. He either wins or he doesn't. True. Crazy. Crazy, papi. Ay, este pecoeta. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Bienvenidos. Bienvenidos. As we have our, again, double gate open into Double Adept, as we did mention. Again, I'm most curious to see if he does commit into additional Adepts or not, as he will soon move out across the map, apply pressure, and threaten the bases of Rogue. Behind this is that Stargate follow-up, so Stargate into Oracle, I would imagine. We'll see if he does open up Void Ray instead. Shading out with the Adepts. I do love the movement here, trying to keep Rogue guessing whether or not the Adepts even shade across the map. The reason why he hid the Adepts from the Overlord was to hide whether or not the shade would even complete. So nice mind games there out of SKillous. Meanwhile, the Adepts, they are spotted by the Overlord. And he is forcing out a plethora of Lings here from Rogue. So already just doing inadvertent damage. A lot of these Lings, they could have been drones. They should have been drones, but forced to make Lings because the Adept harass. Rogue had to invest, trying to chase down the Adepts. And SKillous looks like he should make it back home. I say that's going to be close. Oh my god. Does shade. Avoids the surround. Gets caught towards the end. And barely will shade. Whew. Meanwhile, a bit of a misrally there from Rogue. One Adept goes down. So will the other. Decent pickoffs. The Oracle will arrive. Ooh. And the Oracle has to be used defensively back at home instead. Is going to be kept back. And now we can settle in. Behind the skills, going for the Forge, going for the Twilight Council. This does look like +1 in Blink. So standard follow-up. Gonna be that standard follow-up here that we do typically expect. We'll see if he goes for an extra gateway explosion. For now, just shading across the map. Getting into the mineral line. Gets 3 drones. 3 drones going to be going down. Stasis trap on the right-hand side. So far, good reactions out of Rogue. He's keeping up. I believe that's going to be a 6-gate setup on 3 bases from SKillous, from what I can see. On 6 gates. Extra gas is on the way here for Rogue. Looks like Ling Hydra here, as we have no big investment into Roaches from the side of Rogue. Potentially Mutaplay, true. We'll see what he goes for. SKillous is keeping up. Upgrades soon to kick in. Still waiting for that lair. And waiting for that tech. And there it is. We have the answer. It is not Aspire. It is going to be the Hydra Den here from Rogue. So we're getting into Hydra Tech, into Lurker Tech. I mean, we mentioned this at the start of the game, how this has been the go-to for Rogue. Just really mid-game oriented, going to Hydra Lurker play. Where he does more often than not. So here the game will settle down. SKillous likewise is going to be taking up as well. I was waiting to see if he was going to throw down extra gateways, but he didn't. Just now extra gates are being thrown down, but he's taking at the same time. He's taking into Charge, into Temple Archives. This will be for Storm, which means SKillous should be looking for a 4th. Is somewhat being active, but has yet to expand. Can be poking in. Meanwhile, Rogue Infestation Bit, that tells us he's working towards the Hive and Lurkers. Again, just taking up into Lurker Tech. That is Rogue's goal for the Lunkers. Nice trades here from SKillous. Shaves off the Lings. He's getting up to 8 gates on 3 bases. Has taken his gases. There we go. 4th base now on the way. So SKillous is expanding. He's trading well. Shaving off with the Lings. Getting on top of the Hydras. Does pick off 1 Hydra. He's getting there. He pokes him once again. Shaving more Hydras. 24 Lings in production. SKillous, he will soon have to pull out though. How good are the stasis going to be? I mean, the control is good. More Hydras falling. Lurker Den is halfway done. And can Rogue defend without those Lurkers? So far, nice pickups. And very crisp control here out of SKillous. Trading very efficiently. Black White Queen's going to be going down. And Rogue, he's in trouble. Here come the Charge Lots. And here comes Storm as well. Suddenly, this pressure, this aggression that SKillous has been flexing, it's about to get that much more serious. 11 workers going to be falling. Here come the Storms, and there's no answer. There's no good answer to the Storms. Where are the Lurkers? 2 Lurkers in production. Storm's going to be zoning away. And the 2 Lurkers, I'm not sure it's going to be enough. Stasis goes off. 1 Lurker gets denied. The 2nd Lurker does pop out. That's going to be focused down. Yeah, 0 Lurkers here, and Rogue, he's being broken. SKillous dives in. GG gets called, and SKillous will take game number 1. Whew. GG. Again, very nice control here out of SKillous. It's every now and then... Oh, look, the coffee pappy, let's go. But it's every now and then. The skills that we just saw is very reminiscent of the skills that we saw against Max when he took the game. When he took the game on... Was it on King's Cove? Yeah, on King's Cove. where SKillous, his control was insane. Likewise here against Rogue as well. I want to say that SKillous in the lead up to the eventual Storm follow-up, I want to say that SKillous, he maybe lost like 2 Stalkers. Like, he barely lost any units. So just really clean control, really clean execution of the build to be able to shave off Lings, get on top of the Hydras, and again, snowball out of control once the High Templar arrived behind it. It was all about that lead up, all about setting up for that kind of killing blow. Alas, Rogue, his win condition was Lurkers, but he didn't get there. He barely did not get there in time. We saw there were 2 Lurkers morphing in towards the end, but they got focused down, they got targeted, and Rogue just needed a little bit more time. He needed a little bit more time to morph in those Lurkers. You could argue that if he realized that he was being overwhelmed, he should have evacuated the expansion, just given up on the base, just to buy time for more Lurkers, because once he gets like 4 Lurkers up and running, he defends. He defends, he holds, he forces back the Protoss army, but alas, barely did not get there. Barely did not get there with that. GG, well played, very nicely done here by SKillous, and now we're getting into game number 2. It's going to be on Abyssal Reef. Here we go. Going to be getting into Abyssal Reef here. A much larger map is what I will say. Much larger map, much more defendable, and I would imagine that we're going to be going for a different approach here instead. As in the top left-hand corner, we have SKillous for Team Liquid. In the bottom right, we have Rogue for Team Falcons. Here we go. Once again, welcome one and all to Abyssal Reef for the first time tonight, actually. For the first time tonight, if I'm not mistaken. Abyssal Reef, again, is the second largest map in the map pool. Second largest map. A lot of bases can be taken. A lot of bases, a lot of expansions. Likewise, the 4 and 5 base setup are very defendable on this map. So we often see a lot of late game. We often see a lot of late game here on Abyssal Reef. I'm not really too fond of the idea of SKillous going for the same style here. Referring to going for just a really, really committed 3-base play. If you remember, something that I was pointing out as well was the fact that he had gotten up to 8 gateways. He had teched, but he had not gotten into a 4th. It's a really unique style that SKillous went for. I actually wouldn't be surprised if... I wonder if that was a Clem build. I'm curious. I think it was similar to what he did against Solar. But again, just very aggressive, very committed, very late 4th. Here, I'm less certain he can get away with that sort of thing. But we'll see. SKillous is setting up. When it comes to Rogue here on Abyssal Reef, I do favor his style a little bit more. The idea of a Zerg player trying to be more defensive and be more, in a sense, kind of more passive and taking up into Lurker tech. I feel like that is something you can get away with here on Abyssal. A little bit easier than on other maps. But we'll see. We shall see. Go. So now we do have our Stargate, our initial take of choice from SKillous. So Stargate into Oracle into a 3rd. We'll see if he does deviate and go for a Void Ray, for example, but it should just be an Oracle opener. Yeah, there we go. Oracle's on the way. A couple of Lings, they do slip into the natural. And it's going to be on SKillous to control and not lose any probes. Some of them get low. He does maintain himself. So far, so good. SKillous, he gets across the map. And very nicely done back at home. Shading into the main, getting behind the mineral line. He gets one. It's one drone kill, trades well against the Lings. Does focus him down. Chase the hell out of there, but alas, won't make it back home. SKillous is cleaned up. SKillous still securing himself. Will soon take a third. There's the NG overcharge. SKillous, he has plenty to defend. And it's just settling in. Making sure they harass, but again, the Oracle has plenty of Venji. Lings, they can try to break into the natural, but alas, they are deflected as well. Once again, just keeping those oracles back at home. This is allowing Rogue to drone up, and without losing any workers. Happily droning, throwing down spores, building up more queens. Rogue can settle in. And there's that standard follow-up Forge and a Twilight Council plus on and Blink. So far everything's looking as it should here from the side of Skillous. Likewise with Rogue as well. In a couple of seconds we should be seeing a safety Roach Warren. But I mean, you could argue getting away with skipping it here on Abyssal Reef. You could just skip it and just go straight Ling Hydra instead. And so far it looks like that's the case here for Rogue. As we should be seeing a Roach Warren by now, and there is none. Oh, there it is. Roach Warren now gets placed. Again, at a reasonable time. Ideally, you don't want to make any roaches, but it's going to be there just in case Skillous were to go for an all-in. So it does have that safety Roach Warren. So we get the double Oracle into the main. Finally, they get across the map. 5 drones already. Oh my god. Very nice damage. 5 drones go down. Oracles, they get out. We have a third Oracle hitting the natural. And Rogue having a harder time keeping up. Stasis is going to be going up. He does pull away in time, thankfully. Does pull away. Skillous throwing down extra gateways, getting up to, I believe, a 4-gate setup. Oh, no, my apologies. Getting up to a 6-gate setup. Okay. 6 gateways. Oh, okay. 6 gateways to secure himself, and now he's rushing into Skytoss. Bold move here by Skillous, but I do like this on Abyssal Reef. Something, if you remember, that I was emphasizing previously leading into this game is that I do like the idea of Rogue going into Ling Hydra, into rushing to Hive Tech and Lurkers on Abyssal, just because it's much more defendable. I mean, the same kind of thought process is applicable to Skillous, where this is a good map to take up. Meanwhile, the surround, oh my god, the surround is brutal. 3 Stalkers go down. But in general, players that want to try to take up and cut corners, they can do so on this map. So fastly peeking. Now, I'm curious if this is just for the beginning of Skytoss or just for a fast mothership. I have been hearing murmurings here, especially in the European ladder, that there is a build where you can just go for a mothership rush with a ground army and achieve quite a lot of success with it. There it is, motherships on the way, and so far, no second Stargate. That's what's important here. No second Stargate. Charge +2. It is just single mothership with a ground army, with a gateway army instead. So I'm excited. Again, I've heard about this build. I haven't been able to cast it, I don't think. I think maybe I saw it once, maybe. But even then, I wasn't too sure if that's what it was. So I'm here for it. Let's go. Specifically, I heard about it from Lambo. Lambo, he was talking about how there was like a mothership rush build that was kind of plaguing the European ladder that a lot of Zerg players were struggling with. And again, the mothership is just there as a supportive unit, with recall, with cloak, with its attack, of course, as well. Meanwhile, nice snipe here on the Oracle. He's holding his own. Skillous is still looking for a way in. So far, still being denied. Storm is on the way behind this. Rogue trying to collapse in first round. He gets supply blocked. Yeah, brutal supply block here for Rogue. 4 Overlords on the way. Skillous, she does get off the ramp, does get away, does escape the Lings. And I believe the mothership is coming in to join the forces, to join the main army. No Storm yet, but here comes the mothership. Let's go. Has arrived. And we'll see what SKillous can get done with it. Again, the slow zone is going to be kind of a big power play that you can go for to zone away the ground army. Likewise, the cloak as well has potential. Army gets spotted. SKillous pushing into a concave. There's the cloak. The cloak gets activated. Thankfully, there is detection. There's a slow zone as well. High Templar is exposed. Does survive. Whew. And Storm is done. Storm is done. SKillous getting his fourth base up and running. Nice concave out of Rogue. Again, the Overseer is just ready in time. Meanwhile, the Storms are not spent. SKillous getting behind the mineral line. Snipes the gas. And there we go. Carrier production has begun. We have 2 more Stargates on the way and carriers. SKillous does have a recall available. So if need be, he can recall back home. Massive link counterattack. Stasis goes off. Nicely done. Lings, they do get a strand here on the cannon, but the Oracles, they race back to defend. And so does the main army. The main army does turn around. And now we're calming things down, and now we are embracing that late game, that Sky Toss. Double Stargates, plus 1 air attack, mass carrier on the way for SKillous. Likewise, Rogue throws down the Spire, and is also getting ready for his own Corruptors. So again, from Hydra, Lurker, Viper into Corruptor. It's getting there. Oh. Let's take a lot of Spine Shells to the face. Decent chunk of Stalkers go down. SKill's going to be rotating. SKill's he is maxed out. Rogue trying to keep up. Building up his Lurker count. As we mentioned, the win condition, the goal here typically for Rogue is to build up a death pool of a Lurker army. He's getting there. He's getting across the map. Nice hold position micro. The control. He saves the tank. Sorry, he saves the cannon, meant to say. Don't save the cannon. That defensive warp in. 16 drones going to be going down across. Oh my god! I believe that was a zealot run by towards the center base. Now we have some storms. Rogue, his economy is getting crippled. Thankfully, has a high drone count. But again, 20 worker kills is insane. I think the observer was looking for the drone damage. It was at the center base, I believe. Yeah, the one on the left. On the left. It's fine. It's fine. These carriers are reinforcing across the map. This space, I mean. You can see why the hatchery is low. Like, I believe there was a zealot run right here. That's also why the Roach Warren is low as well. As Rogue is being active, going for a counterattack, will deny the 5th. SKillous out of position. Expansion is going to be cancelled. Nice pickup. SKillous pushing forward. Yoink here on the carrier. Despite the inductions, not enough anti-air. Yeah, the carriers, they just chill. He just takes the spore shots to the face, doesn't even care. The spores are going down, the carriers survive, and SKillous, he's snowballing out of control. He's breaking through. Again, he took down Rogue not too long ago. I believe in the Lima League. Now he's here doing it again. Takes down the mineral line. There are Zealots in the main. Massive warp in. Storms on the Hydras. Yeah, the storms are brutal. GG gets called, and SKillous will take the 2-0. GG. Whew. GG. Well, let's go. He's vibing, Pat. He's vibing. GG, well played. SKillous. Nikita does take it. Very well done. Very nicely played. Again, with a much more unique build here in game number 2. SKillous going for the early mothership, maintaining himself. And what's important is the SKillous, he was trading so very efficiently against the army of Rogue. for the majority of that game, SKillous did have a maintained supply lead. Rogue, meanwhile, his goal, of course, was to try to build up a lurker count. Did have a lot of lurkers, but very limited anti-air. Very limited anti-air, and SKillous was able to make use of that initial fleet beacon to get into Skytoss. And as we saw, even though we had some abductions, it's no anti-air. There was barely any Hydras, there was barely any Spores, barely any Queens. Rogue was just being pulled apart left and right by the Zealot run-bys as well. It was happening off camera, but there was Zealots in the main, there was Zealots at the 5th base earlier as well. SKillous was on fire, and SKillous does take it. GG. GG, well played. Whew. And with that, that is going to wrap up our first day of Group B. Here we go. And so far, we have Max with a win, Reina with a win, and SKillous with a win as well. But Rogue only played one match. Rogue is going to be playing 2 more matches tomorrow. Quickly checking the Wikipedia page here, !B in the chat if you guys wish to have a look at the bracket yourselves. Let us catch on up. But I believe up next tomorrow is going to be Max versus Rogue in another PvZ, alongside Rainer versus Rogue as well in a ZvZ. So Rogue, he has 2 matches against Max and against Rainer, and Rainer has another match against SKillous. Oh boy. Oh boy, so a lot of Zerg matchups there. So Rogue versus Max, Rainer versus SKillous, and Rainer versus Rogue. Oh boy. So 3 more matches to come. Again, that is going to be in 24 hours. Same start time as this stream tomorrow. So we have more matches to come. Otherwise, when it comes to the remainder of the night here, we have an hour and a half. I mean, I have to bring the stream down anyway. If you are unsatiated, if you want some more StarCraft here tonight, then we are not done. We're going to be back in an hour and a half with the Firegrow Cup Group B. The Firegrow Cup is a European CIS region-focused event. Last night we casted Group A, and tonight we'll be casting Group B. We're going to be featuring players like Young Yakov, like Wayne, like Nickrecht, like Milky Cow, UED Soldier, and Rostock. Those are the players that we are going to be featuring on the channel. So if you're interested, if you want some more StarCraft, we got you covered again in just under 2 hours time. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow for the rest of Group B of Masters Coliseum. As you can see, currently Rogue at the standings. Yep, you can see here are the matchups. Here are the matchups in order as well. Again, it's going to be Rogue versus Max, Rainer versus SKillous, and then Rainer versus Rogue at the end of the night. 3 best of 3s. The ultimate PvZ. We go. The circle of SC2, the circle of life, Pappy. Oh my god. Doesn't look remotely close in the end. The mustache gives you wings. Again, I do recommend checking out the VODs of the qualifiers for Masters Coliseum, or just in general, like, I don't know, just like search up SKillous on the CranKy Ducklings. But SKillous has been looking really good recently. He has been improving, he has been leveling up. But with that, that does conclude our broadcast for the night, and for the time being, and we'll see you in a couple of hours with our next broadcast. See you soon.
最近半年 ZvP 56-3给自己点一个赞，冠军。
I don't think Cyril has any chance to save this one, but he continues.
It gets killed coming back, and Bunny just doesn't seem to have the numbers.
谁能就这？
Didn't even notice the Liberator in the main base, I think. So many probes are going down right now.
Oh my god, they're trying to get back, but they can't, and so many are picked up.
A big clump here from Curie. Tries to split everything up.
Giant force of Fadelings rolling in and clearing the hell. That's massive. Clum!
Mario is once again. Raider has done it.
Cyril did it all, and he is a well-deserving champion.